Himikami Kagura! Ha!
All right, Gunpachiro Kamapoko. I'm gonna bring you down!
D&A Studios. Step into a new dimension.
Hey guys, welcome back. So, as usual, let's talk, and we have another figure to unbox. So here we go. Alright, so look guys, today we're definitely gonna be unboxing this figure, of course. So if you don't know, this is Nezuko, and this specific figure is very hard to get. I got this over at Hanacon, one of the other figures I got. So again, shout outs to this person and the vendor who I got this from at Hanacon. Shout outs to them. Just like the other one I did last time, just like that one, which is the last video. Go check that out. With Shangri-La Frontier today, we have Demon Slayer. And I thought this would be a great one to do because because the movie is coming out. So yeah. Anyway, so like I said, I will be unboxing this, and I am. So yeah. So anyway, guys, we also need to talk because the last video I did with Shangri-La Frontier, I talked a little bit about my thoughts on the Crunchyroll Awards. Well, guess what, guys? I also have some thoughts on some anime that has come out recently, and some other thoughts too. So one of my other hot takes that I will share with you guys today, I'm trying to get this tape off. One of the other hot takes I will share with you guys today is my personal opinion on Solo Leveling. And look, I'm not saying it's bad. The show is good. The only thing I will say is that you're going to see more and more stuff where it's going to be more and more stuff like that, where it might be eye-popping the first time people see it, but after that, you'll see it will start to lose appeal. And while I like action shows like Solo Leveling, it definitely does not deserve all of the 9 freaking awards it won. But also I will say that me personally, my hot take is that I crave more stories, and I also crave I crave more to my stories than just, oh, okay, villain, bad guy, they fight, and blah blah power, and then it's over, right? And to me, it's like, I get it, right? Simple story. Look at Dragon Ball. There's a lot more to Dragon Ball than just a fighting story, okay? Dragon Ball has a lot of build up, a lot of character development, and there's a lot to it, okay? Yes, it is a simple story and stuff like that. It's very simple, but there's a lot more to the story than just the fighting elements and stuff like that. Which is why I really like Dragon Ball, and also why what makes it so good. With Solo Leveling, I feel like you don't really get you're not getting enough story. You're getting some story, but not enough to warrant all of the awards it won, and all the awards that it got. And also, just because they did some flashy animation, and I will mention this is the second time I mentioned this, just because they did some flashy animation does not mean that a show that a show is good, or that it deserves 15 or 9 or 10 awards or whatever. Animation is great, but it's only one part of it's only one piece of the whole puzzle. So I want to talk about that. I feel like, my personal opinion is, I feel like that shows like Apothecary Diaries, which I did watch actually all the way through, which I actually love. I liked the Apothecary Diaries, thought it was very good. I think that should have won more. That had way better story. There's a lot more to it, better character development, and there's a lot more substance to it than just, fighting giant ants and dude becomes wicked powerful, and that's pretty much that's it. So yeah, I guess my main point is you can't just shove action into a story, right? and then throw it out there and say, okay, here, this is gonna be like this is the greatest show of the year. Um, and I think people are just now kind of realizing that as more people are watching Solo Leveling and more people are watching shows like Attack on Titan, and also finding out that long term they get tired of it and they crave the story build up and the character build up that we used to have back in the 90s. So while yes, the Solo Leveling is a good show, I feel like it's overrated, and I also feel like a lot of people kind of overhyped it when it first came out, without really watching it and like seeing what it was, and seeing how it held up long term. And they missed kind of the whole. They were so distracted by the whole, action thing that they forgot that, like, hey, look, there's more to anime than just a story. So in my opinion, if you ask me, hey, who won the Crunchyroll Awards, I'm gonna say like Apothecary Diaries, because to me, that show deserves more awards. To me, in terms of story, character build up, background. And just the art style deserves way more awards. But also, one other thing I did want to mention while I'm trying to get this out of the box is that what you're seeing now is you're seeing a lot of flashy graphics and you're seeing money. Okay, the whole industry, including the film industry, is being corrupted by money. If you notice, only the shows that make the most money right now are the ones that are getting any awards. And I think that's wrong. I think Crunchyroll and the industry is not helping that factor. Money is corrupting things. Basically, the anime industry is heading the same way the film industry has. And I did mention a little bit of this in my last video, but this is a little different in that the last video we talked more about the Crunchyroll Awards and how messed up they were. And yes, I know I have mentioned the Crunchyroll Awards in this video, but money is kind of a huge thing with anime right now. So if you're watching new shows, or if you are looking at some of the things that fans are saying right about anime currently right now, a lot of people are unhappy. A lot of people are like, hey, bring back the 90s storylines, bring back good character development and good story. And also there's also a big thing going on about there's also a big deal with the new generation coming into anime. So for those of you who don't know, a lot of us 90s kids grew up in a time period where we had to wait a whole long time for the next episode of a show to come out, right? And also a lot of the anime, you had to sit there and you were waiting on the edge of your seat to find out what happens next. Nowadays, people okay, good example. Right now, what's going on with Demon Slayer, people will spoil a movie, right? Just because they don't want to wait till the film actually comes out. Like, that's messed up, guys. And that's where my hot take comes in, is that money is kind of killing everything. And I don't like it. I would rather, well, if I'm going to watch a movie or an anime or whatever, I don't want to see spoilers, and I would rather wait to see what actually happens than to sit there and have someone ruin it for me or spoil it for me. But that's me. But a lot of your new fandom now doesn't want to wait or think about what happens next. They just want you to tell it to them, or they just want to know before, instead of waiting. And I feel like it's kind of killing our stories nowadays, with character development and with stuff. You're getting a lot of stuff that's just instead of you actually waiting and being on the edge of your seat to actually find out what happens next. So, good example, right? Dragon Ball, right? Dragon Ball Z used to always end on a cliffhanger, okay? And in every episode, they would say they would always say next time on Dragon Ball Z, or find out next time on the next Dragon Ball Z, right? And it would keep you on the edge of your seat. There are not too many shows nowadays that you see doing that. Instead, they will just kind of either one, they will do a trailer and they'll tell you too much about the trailer, and I blame the film industry for that one. Or two, they will give away too much in the beginning or tell you too much in the beginning, and you'll be able to figure out the story from the beginning, which is bad. And I think this is part of the whole industry, right? Getting larger and being a more expensive. Like Netflix is in the game right now, making a crap ton of money off of shows that are on Netflix. Okay, and like it's crazy, and that's also messing up. It's also corrupting some of the good storytelling, and also just the stuff they used to do for anime used to be really nice, in that you wouldn't know until it actually happened. It was more of a secret. It was more of a mystery, and the anime industry is losing that. Okay, and it's terrible. So with talking about this, and the reason I wanted to talk to you about this is because of what's going on with Demon Slayer. So there's Nezuko. I just unboxed this figure. This figure, if you guys want to know, this figure is really, really hard to find because this was actually from one of the claw machines in Japan. So this is actually from Japan, and you can't really find these unless you go to unless you find a vendor at a con, or unless you actually play the Japanese claw machine games to actually get one. And you can do that. There is an app online where you can play the claw machine game and win a actual figure like this. But I don't know of any other way to get them other than that, unless you find them, or unless there's a claw machine game in the United States, which I don't think there is, other than just the app where you can win them. And they'll send them to you, but they usually take a while to get to you, and sometimes they're just hard to find. Sometimes you can't always find them in stores. I got really lucky to find this at a convention. It's one of the smaller figures, and it's really, really awesome. So anyway, the reason for the topic, and also was because of what's going on now with Demon Slayer, with people putting out spoilers, and also what's going on with lawsuits and just the whole mess. I felt it necessary to mention and to talk a little bit about the money issue, where when something gets too big, a lot of times, and something blows up really large, you start to lose certain aspects of it that made it amazing. And I think people are only starting to realize that now, right? Look at there's kind of a drop in people watching Attack on Titan, because they realize, hey, this is just an action show for the sake of action. There's not really much else to it other than just action and people getting eaten, right? And then also a lot of the anime coming out right now is, it's just action for the sake of action. There's not much build up. There's not much story. It's just guy jumps in this, guy has powers, guy beats up bad guy, or guy dies at the end, and boom, done. Story finished, right? I don't want to be spoon-fed anime. I want to sit there and be like, hey, I'm going to be on the edge of my seat wondering what the heck happens next, right? Give me in-depth stories, give me in-depth characters, give me what we used to have back in the 90s with Evangelion and with Dragon Ball Z and with stuff like that. I think more people are jumping on that bandwagon, and they're saying that, hey, Netflix and Crunchyroll are spitting stuff out, and even Japan, right, is Western influence is really, really kind of it's causing anime to go in a direction that me personally I don't like, and that's my hot take. But also there's less build up to your stories now, and they just kind of tell you what happens. Like, imagine if you went to a movie, imagine if you went to a movie and you already knew the entire movie from the preview. Would you still watch it? Maybe you might, if you don't mind knowing what happens, and you're already knowing the whole movie and the whole story. But most people don't want to know what happens already in their film or in their anime before they watch it. And that's where I see a lot of shows going. And also you lose audience over time if you reveal too much about a story too early on. And that's what's happening. So I hope you guys like this video, and I hope you guys like the figure. These, like I said, these are really hard to find. And let me know what you guys want me to talk about next in the next unboxing. I do have two other really cool videos coming up next. And I will post a picture of Nezuko up on Instagram or somewhere so you guys can see her. I'll also post a picture of the other figure for Shangri-La Frontier up. So yeah, But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think. What is your hot take? Do you like the fact that they're revealing too much about a show, and that there's kind of spoon feeding you information quickly rather than kind of you watching the show and waiting to see what happens next? Oh, what are your opinions? And also, are you going to go see the new Demon Slayer film in theaters, Infinity Castle? I can't wait to see it. I want to go see it when it hits theaters. Also, please don't pirate your movies and stuff, because you ruin it for everybody, and that's like messed up if you pirate or spoil a film. So please don't. And yeah, go watch the Demon Slayer movie when it comes out. And as always, guys, if you have not already, get over here and get subscribed, because there's a lot more coming. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. Peace.
Hi there. Please subscribe or follow DNA Anime Blog and DNA Studios on all of their social media platforms. Okay, bye!